If you are a front-end developer wondering how to future-proof yourself now that everyone seems to be screaming that AI is taking over, let me help you out with this video. TypeScript just became the #1 most used language on GitHub with 2.6 million plus monthly contributors. It's becoming the language that connects everything from React components to backend APIs to AI integrations. And if you understand why, you will see opportunities that a lot of developers are missing. Why does that matter for you as a front-end developer? Because languages like TypeScript aren't just for the front-end anymore. With frameworks like Next.js, you can write your entire application, front-end and back-end, in the same language with the same type system. Your API routes, your database queries, your React components, all TypeScript and all type checked. If you already know TypeScript for something like React, you're a lot closer to becoming a full stack developer, which is more future-proof than you might realize. You don't even have to start by learning Python or Go or Java for the backend. You can use what you already know and add the server-side patterns on top. I put together a TypeScript project that demonstrates this. It's a voice transcription app with a TypeScript React frontend and AI integration. You can grab it in a link in the description and I'll show you more of what it looks like later in the video. Now, speaking of AI, did you know that a lot of errors that AI coding tools produce are type related? Things like missing properties, wrong function calls, and incompatible return types. This is super common with JavaScript, but with TypeScript, this stuff gets caught automatically. When you are working in plain JavaScript, Copilot or Cursor can generate code that looks fine, runs without errors, but then it will break in production because of some edge case that the AI didn't account for at all. You have no safety net. But when you are working in TypeScript, the compiler becomes your new best friend because it can check a lot of things that the AI generates before you even start running the code. Is there a wrong type? Well, you'll see the red squiggle line. Is there a missing property? Red squiggle. And your build pipelines are just going to block this from getting into production. This feedback loop is instant and why developers love using TypeScript with AI tools and get more productive than developers using just vanilla JavaScript. The AI can write the code. When TypeScript validates it, you'll be able to catch problems in seconds instead of hours in production. Job listings requiring TypeScript have also increased quite a lot because companies are figuring out that AI plus TypeScript is a better combination than just AI plus plain JavaScript. And that's not the only reason companies want TypeScript developers. Because let me talk again about the full stack angle, because this is where the market is currently heading. Just a couple years ago, Stack Overflow already showed that for every developer who identifies as purely front-end, there are 6 who identify as full stack. And job postings reflect this. Full stack roles have increased 9%, while front-end only roles are declining. Going full stack used to mean that you had to learn a completely different language and ecosystem for the backend. Something like Python with Flask or Django, Java with Spring, Ruby with Rails, and that is quite a big investment. Now with AI coding tools and TypeScript, you can learn Next.js, and suddenly you are writing API routes in the same language you already know. Now, regardless of what your opinion is of Next.js, these frameworks are used in production by many big companies like Netflix, TikTok, Uber, Spotify. They have some subsystems running on Next.js. Maybe not everything, but this is a production-ready framework that you can start learning today. And then you can use something like Prisma to get type-safe queries to any database you need. Now you're going to be full stack without ever leaving the TypeScript ecosystem. And this is a 3 to 6 month journey for most front-end developers. You don't have to spend years to learn all of this stuff. Now, if you don't want to go full stack and you still believe in your front-end skills carrying you, then TypeScript will still make you better at front-end. State management in a large React app is just easier when you have type support. Other developers don't have to guess anymore when you work together with them in a big code base. One great example is refactoring. This is very difficult in JavaScript because if you rename a property or change a function, you can just introduce so many bugs. You might be grabbing through a code base hoping that you found every issue, but in TypeScript you can rename something and the compiler will show you every single place that still needs to be changed, which is instant, complete, and safe. And you don't have to rely on some kind of AI review agent to do this. You just have a good compiler that handles this for you deterministically. Now, the project I mentioned earlier, the voice transcription app with the TypeScript React frontend, well, it looks a little bit like this. And this project demonstrates what a lot of companies are looking for. Understanding how the frontend connects to the backend and a bit of AI integration with streamed responses. I can explain all of this in an interview without needing a whiteboard. So definitely grab the link in the description and build your own version with your existing front-end skills. And here's where to head into if you're unsure where to get started. If you're still in JavaScript, learn TypeScript properly, not just adding types, but understanding generics, utility types, type inference, etc. It will change how you think about code structure in your existing repositories. If you already know TypeScript, you can explore the full stack side with Next.js, build something with API routes and a database. And this experience is what separates front-end developers from full-stack developers in interviews. If you really want to go into AI engineering eventually, a combination of TypeScript and Python is actually very valuable as well. You can use TypeScript for the product layer, Python for the AI layer, and combine these technologies whichever way you want. But the first step might just be to check out that project in the description down below, so I'll see you there.